is Saddam is facing justice now in court. The bad news is the terrorist known as Abu Musab al-Zarqawi is still on the loose, planning murderous attacks on American soldiers and innocent civilians. Here he is. The State Department has now more than doubled the bounty on his head from $10 to $25 million. Zarqawi is suspected of masterminding dozens of terror attacks inside Iraq, including the beheading of American civilian Nick Berg. Dr. Kay Paul, president of Global Peace Initiative, is one of the only people who has ever met with this man. He's with us live. Welcome. Doctor, as I understand it, you met with Zarqawi in July of 2001, so just a little before the 9/11 attacks.
Yes,
Who is this guy? What motivates him?
Boy, he's a very brilliant guy, very strategist. Of course, you've seen recent attacks, 5 well-coordinated attacks. That kind of gives you a clear understanding of how brilliant he is, how smart he is, how committed he is. And most important thing is, the support he gets is beyond imagination from the grassroots movements in Iraq. That's so surprising, even though, there are so many troops watching over, they're trying to get him.
Well, I want to find out what happened with your conversation with him, because, so many people, obviously, he's wanted. He's a wanted man. A lot of people want to bring him to justice. You have spoken to him. So describe what he said to you, what your conversation was like.
Few things I can say and few things I can't reveal, but one of the things, he's so upset with the U.S. administration that the policy, the Middle East policy, he thinks it's all playing games. Everybody makes a commitment that we'll do justice for Palestinian people, you'll have a state. Things like that. America is giving a blank check, billions of dollars of aid to Israel to do whatever they want to do, providing with the all kind of things.
That's his perception, and clearly a lot of people would argue with his perception of things.
That's exactly right. Matter of fact, I argued with him, and I don't fear. I've met many of these leaders, terrorists and rogue leaders all over the world in 8 countries. So I kind of, as a mediator, argue with them the things they don't understand, that they don't believe,
right,
and give them a clear understanding. That's one of the things as a spiritual leader. I counsel with them, I speak to them, I try to bring them to an understanding, like I recently did
Dr. Paul,
Haiti.
I know you did it in Haiti and Liberia, which is pretty impressive. As I understand it, you're going to the Middle East in a matter of days, and you're going to meet with some members of Zarqawi's family. Is that correct?
Yes, you're right.
So what are you trying to do?
Nobody is saying enough is enough. And we got to put end to this brutalization and the killings of the innocent families. If yesterday our hearts broke down when my associates spent hours together with Paul Johnson's only brother in New Jersey. Yeah. It's heartbreaking. They can't even find their dead body.
Let me understand this right. So you're going to go to his family and say, enough is enough, stop this.
Absolutely. Not only that, we might surprise the world what we are planning on doing, which I don't want to tell exactly right now. My coordinators, we've been up all night. My coordinators in Jordan coordinating. I've been the royal guest there in the past. I've visited Jordan many, many times. And here is the most important thing. Not only talking to his family, I have some ways and means that I might be able to convince even Zarqawi. I'm waiting upon the U.S. administration and some kind of support that we need to receive so that we can put end to these kind of things. And also, if your audience look at our website, globalpeacenow.com, we have a plan. We have a 3-step plan how every American, including all the people that are watching right now, can join hands and hearts together.
Let me just jump in.
Terrorism.
I want to jump in and just get back to the question about what you want from Zarqawi. Are you trying to get him to turn himself in, or are you trying to get him to stop the bombings?
Number one, I'm trying to get to stop the bombing and stop the brutal killings that are taking place. And there is no end to it, and it will continue because they're very well funded. Where are the billions of dollars of Saddam Hussein's money? Nobody talks about.
So you're not trying to get him to turn himself in, just stop the violence?
Yeah, to stop the violence, and there may be a way, like al-Sadr has committed himself, there may be a way to stop this violence, and we are exploring all of that. I want you guys to pray and pray for my safety and pray for what's going on, and especially have your audience send an email so that we can get in touch with them, what they can do. Because one thing we do, Linda, is, let me tell you, very important.
Dr. Paul, please make it very quickly.
10 million street children living on the streets, recruited by Zarqawi's, Bin Laden's, and Saddam Hussein's, and Yasser Arafat, and all those folks, Hamas leaders and Hezbollah and all these people. We need to stop terrorism by going into these streets. That's what we do. We have recruited tens of thousands of these kids.
Dr. Paul, I have to jump in there just for time's sake, but I wish you luck on your trip. Please let us know how it goes. We'd like to hear about it.
Thank you,
very
Linda.
much. Okay.
God bless you.
Coming up next, new details of